Hello everyone! Welcome to this vlog. I am Marjal Cantor Braganaza, and for today's video, I am going to share you some information about some risks in the use of ICT and E-networking. So take a watch and I hope you enjoy. Some risk in the use of ICT and E-networking. Technology is the phenomenon that seems to be uncontrollable. Despite the so many benefits of teaching and learning, there are also negative effects or influence on the learners. Hence, as a future teacher, we have to be aware of how to safeguard learners in the school communities where they spend most of their waking hours and also their homes of facilities that provide opportunities to use digital technologies like internet cafes. First, exposure to inappropriate content including online pornography and extremism. The internet offers young people amazing opportunities to connect and learn, but it can also expose them to content that is both age and developmentally unsuitable. We know that exposure to this type of content can also be psychologically damaging. Regular exposure to inappropriate online content may negatively influence children to follow harmful or dysfunctional behaviors. Example, online gambling, pornography, extremist ideologies, and self-harm. Second, lifestyle websites including like self-harms and suicide sites and hate sites. Suicide is a leading cause of death among youth, and media depictions of suicidal behavior can be a contributing risk factor. Of interest, Instagram recently received more scholarly attention due to its large number of publicly available, explicit, and graphic depiction of self-harm. Importantly, researchers have hypothesized that exposure to this content could be a risk of self-harm and suicide in vulnerable audiences. Third, cyberbullying in all forms, receiving sexually explicit images or messages. Cyberbullying is the use of the internet, cell phones, or other technology to spread hurtful or embarrassing pictures and messages about another person. Sexting and having these photos on your phone or in your email correspondence is dangerous. If your phone or computer gets into the wrong hands, those images and messages can be distributed and can damage your reputation. Privacy issue including disclosure of personal information. To an identity thief, personal information can provide instant access to financial accounts, credit record, and other assets. If you think no one would be interested in your personal information, think again. Anyone can be a victim of identity theft. One-way criminals or hackers get personal information online is by lying about who they are to convince people to share account numbers, passwords, and other information so they can purchase things in your name. Health and well-being. It is amount of time spent online, internet gaming, and many more. Social media can increase happiness and nurture your social circle, but depending on who you are, social media can potentially also make you unhappy and more isolated. In the early years of the internet, you saw a tendency towards online communication, simply substituting ordinary face-to-face interactions. Prolonged exposure to online technologies, particularly at an early age. Technology exposure has been linked to mental health, social anxiety, and decrease in social and cognitive functions. Studies show a correlation between technology exposure and anxiety. Other negative effects includes depression, fluctuation, and interest. Some studies even argue that exposure prior to 2 years of age affects the developmental process of the brain. Then, there are those that confirm technology exposure is necessary. Lastly, viruses, trojans, and spyware and other malware. Your antivirus protects you from more than just viruses. Here's everything you need to know about the spyware, trojans, ransomware, scareware, and other threats your security software should detect and neutralize. An antivirus utility that's stuck strictly to defending against computer viruses would be nearly useless. Computer viruses are just one sort of threat and not a common sort of that. A proper antivirus program defends against all kinds of malicious software. When we encourage you to install antivirus protection, we're talking about protection against all kinds of malware. So, everyone, we should be knowledgeable enough to know what is good and bad of using technology. Yes, it is really fun to use this, but please use this in moderation. Thank you.
I know